Hey there, it's Holly from For Around the World, and today I want to share with you something a little bit different. So most of us haven't really been able to travel much in 2020 and again 2021, so it's a great time to catch up on recording all those travel memories. So I want to share with you today how I created a travel scrapbook in a really easy format. So this is actually a scrapbook from 2014, so one of our older trips. I do have quite a few trips since then that I need to catch up on, but this one is a really good example, so I wanted to share with you a flip through of how that looks shortly, and also giving you an idea how to get started, what you need, and why this is a really cool way of recording your travel memories. First up, having a look at this album. So this mini album is from Project Life from Becky Higgins, and the cool thing about it is that it has pockets, so a little bit like a traditional photo album. The whole way through you have that same format with the 4 pockets on each page, so you can just slot your photos straight in, and it's really easy to do. You can also use a larger scrapbooking album and purchase the slips to go inside it. This one comes already pre-designed with these pages. You can't remove them, you can't add any extra, so it is a restrictive style of scrapbook, but I find it's a really good length for most trips, or for at least having the start of a trip in there. If you have a really long trip, you might want to have more than one. You can get those from Becky Higgins Project Life online in a lot of scrapbooking stores, and there's also similar versions out there as well. The other things that you will need, if you want to, you don't need to, you can keep it so simple and just put your photos in there and handwrite some journaling. But what I love to use is these journaling cards, which you can get from a lot of different scrapbooking companies. These ones are from Craft. You can also get them from Project Life, and most other companies do have them now, so they give you little writing areas or days of the week sort of thing, little quotes that you can just slot in, and it gives you a little bit of extra decoration. You can also get embellishments that are perfect for this style. These ones are also from Craft. They are just cardboard, so they're really flat. They won't make your album too bulky. A embossing labeler. These are really cool if you want to add any extra little captions, dates, things like that. It embosses into the adhesive strips, and yeah, it looks really cool. Gives it a 3D effect, but it's really simple, and these are really cheap too. You can use the more fancy label makers and of course pens. These ones are cool. They are from Smash, and they have a pen at one end and glue at the other, so you can stick in any embellishments that you want to stick in there if you are wanting to do it a little bit more fancy. And then any memorabilia that you have, postcards, tickets from anything that you visit, maps, they're all really great things that you can keep while you're on your trip, and then you can put them into your album later. So I'll give you a quick squiz what I mean. So I will go through this in detail page by page. So using maps, little wooden embellishments, this is what I mean by the journaling cards, letter stickers, and otherwise using your photos. And you can use your photos that you print at home, or you can get them printed at a photo lab. However you do it is fine. I print mine at home, which is easy, cheap, thrifty sort of way of doing it, and it means I don't have to plan it out too far in advance, but it works either way. So let me show you what it looks like inside. Okay, let's get started and have a look inside. So for the cover page, I've used a collection of Project Lifestyle cards. I think these ones are actually from Craft, and these are American Craft stickers, so alphabet stickers, and a few other little embellishments there, and then printed off a favorite photo from the trip. So that one was from our Halong Bay cruise, and to make it really cohesive, because all of the cards had the rounded corners, I have then added rounded corners on my photos as well. So I actually have a corner rounding tool, but you could do this with scissors if you wanted to, if you're really careful. So we had our stubs from our tickets in there. This is actual money from Vietnam, so they're not worth a huge amount, which meant that it was viable to put real money inside the scrapbook. So it's just slotted in there in front of a photo as well. So there we go. So that's a bit of a fun souvenir. You could put coins in instead if you didn't want to put anything high value in there. And then I've used these journaling cards to add in extra details on the things that we did. So this is while we're still at the airport, and again Singapore airport and on board the plane. And this is done using a label maker or an embossing labeler. Okay, so this is when we arrived in Vietnam. So our first part of our trip was in Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon. And again, I've used these journaling cards just to add in the extra details on the things that we did on our first day. And then this is our second day, going on a foodie tour, which was a lot of fun. This is a map that I've cut out of a guide booklet. Just adding funny little memoirs from the trip. So this is about crossing the road in Vietnam, which is never a very easy thing to do when you're visiting for the first time. It's quite daunting. And this one I've actually just typed that up and printed it out on plain photo paper, just adding extra texture. I actually print my photos at home, so I just use a normal inkjet printer, and that allows me then to go into Photoshop or another program such as Canva and add in titles or journaling directly onto my photo sometimes. So that can be a really fun way to do it as well. So that's again added directly onto the photo and then printed out. You could do this in an editing program and then send them for printing at a printing shop as well. So these are again just dates that I've added onto the photos before I've printed them. These are the actual tickets that we had from our visit to the palace. And that's some facts that I've printed out onto some textured cardstock. A little bit wonky, it didn't go quite as well as planned. That is a screenshot from a weather app off my phone, and then again printed out like a photo. So I've kept it relatively simple. I've added in a few extra embellishments. These ones are just wood embellishments, which I think may also be from Kaiser Craft, but you can get them from a lot of different scrapbooking companies or craft stores as well. And that one's a collage that I've created in Photoshop and then just printed it out like that. Just all the different favorite meals that we had while we were in Ho Chi Minh, actually in Hoi An at this point. We did a lot of shopping on this trip. It was a bit of fun. Now in Hanoi. So these little highlights cards are really useful for just putting in short snippets of the things that we did on a particular day. And this one I've actually cropped a photo across two different photographs. So I've done that, I believe, in Photoshop as well, and that way I've been able to use a longer style photo, which I think is a really cool effect across the two different pockets. Halong Bay was absolutely stunning, so that was a really fun part of the trip. And again, a piece of map from the area that we're staying in when we're in Hanoi. Our final night, and then back on the plane heading back home to Australia. And that's Singapore Airport. So that is a really simple way of doing a travel scrapbook. I love doing it this way. So the pocket scrapbooking is such a quick and easy way to do it. You don't need to do the rounded corners, you keep it square. You don't need to have all these fancy cards or embellishments. You could pretty much just in your photos as they are and keep it really, really simple. Add in a few journaling cards, and otherwise, yeah, keep it really easy, and you can have your travel scrapbook done in a matter of hours, really, using this format. If you have enjoyed having a look through my 2014 travel album, I will be sharing similar videos with other albums that we have completed or are in progress in the near future. I'll also leave a link to all of the main products that I did mention in the comments of this video, so you'll be able to look back and see what I was referring to and start getting ready to make your own scrapbook. Okay, everyone, have a fabulous day. Bye.